Alright guys, Supreme Kami here. So going to be taking a look now at the Arche Gundam. So in terms of Arche Gundam, we do have 8 parts in total. So only 2 EXQ and probably only one of them or is just very usable. This one here, we do have a G and a view, but obviously this is not anything that you can potentially bring into battle and make it usable, so that's very unfortunate. So we do have the G and Fang here, probably one of the best melee funnel EXQ you can possibly find, so that is falling under into a welfare selection, so that's really good. So you guys can definitely max out the EXQ because this EXQ is like really powerful. We'll definitely be going to be doing some EXQ testing out and then just gonna see how powerful this one can be. So let's take a look at the overall unit first, and then we'll jump straight into how is it after alteration. So this is pretty much what we are looking at. So just the base Arche Gundam here. So we also do have the separate model. We have the Jack Arche Gundam, so I'm pretty sure you guys have seen that already in game. So that one is no difference from this one in my opinion. It's just the leg portion is just a little bit beefier, and that's pretty much about it. Let me see if I can actually find it. So Jack Arche Gundam should be somewhere here, I think. I'm trying to find it right now. Let me see. Right here. So we got the Jack Arche Gundam here. So is there any different? I mean, the backpack definitely much massiver because of massiver. It's not even a word, but anyways, this right here. So this one is, you can see, is the MSV version of the Arche Gundam. So this is definitely a beefier. This having a little bit more. You actually do have that mega particle cannon in the back. So that is definitely from some of the drone Gundam as well. But in terms of today, we are only looking at this here. So both of them, the Jack and then the original one here, does have that same like EXQ, and obviously this one being able to max out to port or EXQ level 10 is going to be a lot better than the limited version over here. So now you guys have seen the overall unit, so let's take a look at how is it after alteration. Alright, so we are going to be taking a look at the Arche Gundam now. So this is probably one of the more on the older side of the alteration, so don't expect too much of a good stat outline over here. And even a portrait, I will not say they're anything too spectacular. Like just look at this one over here. First portrait, we do have a recovered 10 armor gradually. That's obviously why in today's standard they should definitely bump these up to a percentage base. Just having these right now are just kind of like ridiculous in my opinion. In terms of the secondary portrait, EXQ piercing is definitely something not to sleep on, especially if you're looking at, let's say, some harder content, especially those challenges in a way. These are definitely going to be making a comeback into a very usable portrait overall. But other than that, in terms of general content, these are pretty much not good at all. So yeah. Alright, so looking at the torso and see what do we have. So this one, I was about to say it's not that bad, but this one you do have to fall below 80% before you can use it. I mean, in a situation, I think that is definitely pretty plausible, because if you guys are taking some of those, let's say, story mission or even the free missions, sometimes you can actually fall below that, and in that case they can activate that. But you're talking about right out the bat trying to get some power boosting. This one's probably not going to be for everyone in a sense. In the first portrait, reducing your enemy EXQ penetration by 22%. You're not going to be that often going to be taking EXQ attacks, maybe in a sense of friend battle than you might. But even so, I wouldn't really run something of this caliber just because first portrait is not that good, and then secondly, the second portrait does have, you have to fall below a certain HP, which is just outright not going to be that good overall. So kind of unfortunate, I would definitely have to say. Alright, so moving over to the arm now. So this one is not bad. This one, first portrait, enemy melee power reduced by 25%, so that's definitely really solid. And then in terms of the secondary portrait, so once you shoot down to enemy, you do get a cooldown reduced cooldown by 50% once. So this one you can definitely argue you can make a very good exception, this one being good. So I will not say this is bad by any means. So if you guys do want this, something like this, I would say kind of go for it. It's not the worst in a sense. So yeah, I would definitely say this is probably one of the few that actually have reduction and then having this like the combo of reduced cooldown like that. So that's that's definitely really solid. So like I said again, if you guys do need something of this, definitely do point up to portrait level 10. Alright, so moving over to the late, you guys know that the GN fan is definitely very powerful, and then after Alteration you do get up to a B plus power, so that's definitely really solid. So not too much to complain about that. And then back part, let's see what do we have. So back part, so first portrait was originally good already, so Alteration doesn't really make up for it, so this one definitely do not alterate it. So first portrait, I would definitely say a lot of you guys can definitely take benefit of this one at the current state. If you guys are like a new player and you need like a good back portrait for melee, this is definitely going to be something that you would want to run. Great vortex as well, high mobility and then close combat, so definitely very solid option right there. And what about the GN Buster Sword? Oh, this one is not bad as well. First portrait is definitely very terrible, but you can definitely argue that the secondary portrait does make it for it. So in a sense, it does kind of redeem itself. And then in terms of the next question, it's more or less do you want to spend the Alteration Light 2 on this one? If you guys do have access to a lot of them, definitely go for it. It would definitely be a very solid addition to your overall roster, so definitely not too bad. Alright, so moving over to the Buster Sword Rifle mode. So let's see. Oh, this one does have another enemy shooting power reduction. So that's solid. That's pretty solid, so no complaints. So if you guys do want to make like a free-to-play version of these enemy power reduction, this is going to be another part that you guys can potentially throw to your ally build or just to your main build to just have a little bit of an extra tanking capability. So not bad overall. Last but not least, we do have GG and Shield. This one is obviously not going to be anything crazy because the awakening kind of sucks. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. But overall, in terms of the portrait, it's still very solid to this day. So definitely quite good to see. So now I guess we can just kind of hop over to some EX skill testing for the GN Fang. Alright, so we are in over here at the multi-mission. So let's actually start using the GN Fang right away. So I'm gonna start, I think it's gonna start kicking out like that. So in terms of like my only complaints about the GN Fang is the fact that their hit rate is just not that good. I guess you see that we're still not attacking. It takes a little bit, which I don't like that factor of it. But other than that, all the other things is pretty good. It's just the hit rate is so ridiculously slow. Barely hitting. You probably only got 3 or 4 3 to 4 hits in, so that's pretty bad. So this is just gonna start flying and flying. Are they gonna hit them? Let's see. I'm just gonna set up here. Okay, that's good. So that's only 1 target down. So can we get 2 more targets? Okay, so that's 2, and then 3. Look at how long it takes. Like, okay, only 3 targets. Are you kidding me? Wow, that's, I don't know. That's pretty bad in my opinion. Like, look at that. Like, how are you gonna fly around your enemy for that long and not shoot? Like, why? And it takes a bit to travel to the enemy as well, so okay. Okay, it should be flying to the next group of enemy I expect. Oh no, this is gonna come back to me. Are you kidding me? That's it? No, that's bad. What is this? Yeah, I don't know how to what to say. It's so bad. Like, if your enemy is not anywhere nearby, I guess it just kind of drains its duration. So that is definitely something you do have to watch out for. Like, start hitting them. Oh my gosh, don't come back to me. Start hitting them, okay? All right, so since they are in close proximity, start hitting them, please. Like, look at that. They're not hitting it. Okay, so that's good. That's good. But man, they need to have better hit rate on these. Like, these are terrible, man. Oh, I just wish they had better hit rates. Come on now. And then that's it again? I don't know, man. Like, this, like, it's good. It does produce good damage, but it's just the hit rate. It needs to be better. Okay, so let's see if we can potentially finish up the last wave without recharging once again. Or reloading it once again. Come on. Start hitting. No. Okay, got 1 right there. Got 2. And that, dude, give me the final hit. What are you doing? Okay, I'm just gonna let it end like that, please. Okay, there you go. Oh, I was about to say, like, yeah, you guys definitely see, how quote unquote good they are. But in terms of the damage, I'll definitely say it's pretty solid. It's gonna do real good works. But in terms of hit rate, it's just so slow. I just wish that it would be a second or 2 seconds faster. That'll definitely make my life easier and make the enemy suffer less. I don't know, but let me put this onto a friend battle. For this one, I can actually do the comparison, since the one that I'm using is fully alterated EX skill level 10, so I can just buy a new one and portrait level 1 unalterated and see what kind of differences we can get. So before I do hop into the damage testing, I do want to let you guys know that in terms of this EX skill, there is actually a mixed property into it. So gonna be this here. So what we want to try is like, does it have any shot? So that's why I did put the shot gear right there. And then in terms of the enemy, it is purely gonna be the armor 2875. So yeah, so this EX skill is unfortunately going to be a mixed damage, but it really depends on like how much they hit per. Sometimes you do get a little bit more hits from your like the actual melee damage, and then sometimes you do get a little bit more shot attack per, like every time they kind of like they like once they start firing. So let's see. So you're gonna see some ones, and then look at that. So that's a pretty good instance of like, all right, so there's only one good melee hit, and then there's like a bajillion shot attack right there. So okay, so that's pretty much what I want to show you guys. So this is actually a mixed damages, so that is pretty much unfortunate. So but I mean, like either way, like when I use it in like actual battle, this thing hits like a truck. So despite the fact that this is a dual typing in a sense, like mixed damage, you can still hit pretty decent with just the actual like relying solely on the melee aspect of it. So now let me hop into the quick testing. Portrait or EX skill level 1 unalterated versus EX skill level 10 alterated. Alright guys, with that being said, that is going to be the review for the Arche Gundam here. So in terms of the overall kit, portrait wise, there is definitely some pretty good gems out there that you guys can potentially farm up to portrait level 10. In terms of the EX skill, this one being a mixed damage does, hinder a little bit of it, just because of the fact that when we try out max out, we were doing roughly about like what 700,000 attack right there, and then like you will see like a burst of like 5-digit number. I'm just like, oh, I guess in terms of the total damage is pretty much neutered it. In terms of the testing out at the unalterated version, we did not perform all that well, just because in terms of the EX skill, it's only at D power, and then mixed damage does drastically lower what kind of potential output you can have. But overall, this is definitely not a bad unit in terms of whatever it's providing. So with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it, and then I will catch you guys off on the next one.